After I negotiated all these things, he's like, oh my gosh, Duane, I paid you $5,000 extra, but guess what? You just saved me potentially $35,000 by having you on my side. I would do it over and over and over again. What's up, real estate agents? Big news has just hit the fan and lots of things are changing in the real estate market. So a lot of people are nervous. They're scared to death with change. And a lot of agents are gonna go out of business. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen because they're gonna freak out about the real estate market, losing commissions. And so needless to say, the number one thing you can't do right now is freak out. You've got to buckle in and you've got to learn how to negotiate. And I'm not worried a bit about this. This happened to me countless times when I knocked door to door for the alarms. They would change our activations. They would change how fast stuff needed to be installed. They change prices on us all the time. And what you got to do is just buckle down and go, I get it. Things change, but us as salespeople don't. This is how we make our living. So it doesn't matter at all about changes in the market. And this is monumental. I actually think this is a huge blessing in disguise because it's going to eliminate a lot of the agents that don't know how to hustle, that don't know how to grind, that sit and wait for a friend or family member to call them, and that don't know how to ask for a commission. And in this opportunity, you've got to be able to sell yourself. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people need to see right now is how are you selling yourself in today's market? So guys, please jump into the chat. Love to hear from you guys, what you're thinking, what questions you have, and let's figure this out. But bottom line is, guys, this should not affect us. This should not affect us. I get buyers all the time to pay a buyer agent commission to me if it's not up to 3%. Why? Because I'm worth it. And because I ask. So are you willing to ask for a commission? I mean, that's really what this lawsuit boils down to. Are you going to take clients out and show them homes and help present them on the buy side without them paying you anything? If you are, shame on you. If you're not, how are you going to get them to pay you? I mean, this is what this all boils down to. So bottom line is you've got to dive in and really learn your listing presentation because your sellers are going to try to negotiate you down more, seeing that they don't have to pay a buyer agent commission anymore. There's going to be a lot of negotiation spent on both sides. What are you going to do and how are you going to do it? I'm going to tell you right now, if you just go to them and say, I'm worth it, you're not going to get paid. You're going to have to ask them questions and guide them through a process that teaches them why you're worth it. Got a comment from Jeremy. Time to separate the boys from the men, amateurs versus the pros. Dang straights, people. This is going to be a huge game changer. And I'm excited about it because there are so many people out there that are horrible at their jobs. And I always say this all the time. There are countless crappy real estate agents out there. And in reality, every time I say that, every agent I'm currently saying that to shake their head. They're like, yeah, there's some bad real estate agents. Guys, I think a lot of these guys are gone, which means more money for you and I to split. And that's fabulous. Comment down below. What questions do you guys have about the lawsuit? What concerns do you guys have? What do you think you're going to be able to do to make your value that much higher? And how are you going to take this and get out there and start crushing the market? Because in reality, the market's picking up a ton. I had 2 closings today, you guys. The market is ramping up a ton and we're starting to see multiple offers in places where there weren't multiple offers. So springtime's here, biggest listing months of the year. This should not affect us at all. Fantasy, can you clarify for me now for buyer's agents, it's now to convince the buyer to pay their commission. So yes, sellers are no longer going to be obligated to pay a buyer agent commission. They're just paying for the seller's agent to sell their house, which means the buyer now has to fit that if they want to use an agent. And you're going to have a lot of buyers out there that are going to be sitting there looking at you going, dude, why are you worth that extra cost? Why am I going to pay you to represent me? And that's where you got to come in and crush it with your value proposition, what you do different, how you do it different, how you save money, and why they should never go unrepresented. Guys, I can give you an example why not to go unrepresented right now. I had a buyer that I just represented. We put in this offer on this home at $1 million and we stole it. It's worth 1.2. All of the comps around the neighborhood are 1.2 and what they've sold for. And this one's in fabulous condition, brand new remodel all the way through it, 6,000 square feet, 9 bedrooms, beautiful home on 5 acres, right? $1 million. Steal the deal, get it under contract, do a 2-week close. And I tell my client, it's like, we just got the deal of a lifetime. And I structured it to where we won. We didn't get into multiple offers. And we got it from the time it went under contract or listed, I had it under contract in a matter of hours. Now, that being said, I told my client, hey, if there's any repairs that need to be done on this, there's going to be a slim chance to nothing of you getting anything done. And it turns out the roof was old. The furnace was old. It had the original furnace in it, 20 years old, original AC unit over 20 years old. And he's like, man, that's going to cost me about $25,000, right? Just to get the furnace and the AC and the new roof on. Probably $35,000 to $40,000. I mean, let's see what we can do. It doesn't hurt to ask. But I went to battle for him. I used what I've been trained to do to negotiate in sales. I negotiated with the seller's agent, told him how to negotiate. And guess what, guys? Boom. I got all of those things fixed. So my client actually even paid me 0.5% because it was only a 2.5% buyer agent commission. I had him pay me the other 0.5%. He goes, Duane, why am I paying you this? And I was like, well, because the other person isn't offering that, so that they're asking you to pay that. And so it's going to be an extra 0.5%. And I promise you, I'm going to make that back to you tenfold. And I did that at the initial part. After I negotiated all these things, he's like, oh my gosh, Duane, I paid you $5,000 extra. But guess what? You just saved me potentially $35,000 by having you on my side. I would do it over and over and over again. Now, that is exactly why they need a buyer's agent. That is exactly why they need us to represent them when we're on the buyer's agent side or the seller side. I don't care. Be a professional. Don't be an amateur, as Jeremy posted, and get out there and just murder it to where people will pay you all day long because you're worth it. Okay. I never have a problem getting my commissions paid, even by the buyer. When it's not up to snuff, I just say, hey, this one's going to cost you an extra 0.5% or 1%. And you guys, now we just have to ask for 3. I still will find zero problem in that. It's going to cost you, on a $500,000 house, it's going to cost you $15,000 to use me. And I will save you that 10 times over. Guys, remember, buying a house is the most expensive thing you're ever going to do in your life. I often compare it to brain surgery. You guys have probably heard this analogy. If you have brain surgery, are you going to look for the cheapest doctor, the most available doctor, the one that can just get it done for you? No, you're not. And you're not going to do brain surgery yourself, for Pete's sakes. Get a professional that's an expert, that's expensive, that's worth it, because they're going to help you have a good experience on the most expensive thing in your life. So got some other comments coming in. Appreciate them. Does the change affect outside the US? Example, Canada. I believe it will trickle into Canada, my man. So Tomer, I would start preparing now to get ready to be exactly what you need to be to kill it in your market. Eric, what would you say exactly, for example? I mean, that's a long conversation, Eric, because you're gonna have to build off of them and what they're looking for in an agent, because in reality, you're gonna have to sell them the way they want to be sold on using you. What's important to them. And you're going to have to ask them a lot of questions. So we're going to do a lot of role plays. We're going to do a lot of coaching stuff on this over the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks to train our agents how to get through this. So if you guys have not thought about coaching in the past, I would tell you right now, you need to get in with Jeremy and I, because just one commission on this will pay for your entire coaching program for a year. So if you've not thought about this, now's the time to pull out the credit card, get into the bank account, and let's teach you to be good salespeople and get you to that next level, because it's going to matter now. And I'm excited about this. Guys, I am jacked about this. This is going to matter. Fantasy Ask, I can't wait. I'm new in real estate. I started 3 months ago. I've only focused on listings. I got my first listing 2 days ago. Good thing I've spent all my time on the list side. Money. Yes, you want to chase listings always. But guys, don't forget buyers. To make crazy money, you need to do both sides. So when I list, I help them buy. And I make money on both sides of the coin. So make sure you're doing that, because if not, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. To go sell $30 million in real estate in just listings is going to be a lot of work. Make sure you're pulling those buys down. The buys are essential. Use showing assistants, use systems where you're not out doing the work. But yes, make sure this is happening. Jack Turner, are you setting up the close for a listing presentation, or are you trying to get the listing on the first knock? Jack, I appreciate you catching me live. So I'm trying to close them at the first knock. Don't set appointments, you guys. If you're setting up appointments, you're setting yourself up to fail. 99% of the time when you set that appointment and you don't close them on you right then, they are going to think about it and they're not going to use you. So while you've got them, build rapport, go for the close every time. Give them steps that walk them through the process, Jack. So for me, I tell them I want them to go find me 3 houses they feel like would be a perfect fit for them and send them to me. And then I want to get them in to see houses that night, the next day, immediately. You've got to keep that iron hot while you're cooking, and that will help you keep closing. What other questions, guys? Keep shooting these on. But right now, I'm telling you, this is one of the best things that could have happened to our real estate market. So don't look at this as a negative. It's not. This is a positive. You do not have to drive around. You do not have to send clients stuff until they've agreed to pay you now, which is sick, right? So now they're going to say, I'm going to pay you, Duane, as a real estate agent. How much more serious are they going to be? Isn't that crazy? Think about this. Yeah, will you just start sending me homes? Oh, the seller's paying anyway. So if they just fall off, no pain to them. But now at this point, if they sign a buyer broker agreement with me, they intend on paying me, which means what? They're serious. They're serious buyers that are ready to move forward. Guys, so I see this as a massive, massive win. And those that are scared to ask for a close or don't know how to build all the value are going to struggle. Those that are just chasing the friends and family are going to struggle. So guys, once again, I couldn't tell you a better time for you to get in on a team and get coached, to get into coaching, to really up your sales game, because it's right now, as Jeremy put it earlier, this will separate the amateurs from the pros. And you're going to need to be a pro in order for you to get out there and crush it and still continue to make $1 million plus. Guys, there's still tons of real estate to be had. There's still tons of transactions happening. I'm listing another property this week. So that being said, we have got to crank it hard in order to get out there and make it happen. Jack says, what percentage would you say out of all the doors you've knocked, the people invite you into their house to sit down and talk about the listing with their home for them? Jack, I would say it's probably less than 50%. But I don't need to get in their house to close them. I don't need to get in their house to gain their trust. I don't need to get in their house to get them to take the next step to work with me. So bottom line is, getting into their home, unless they invite you in, is not an advantage, because if you just ask to come in or invite yourself in, it creates more of an uneasy feeling. We're like, oh my gosh, I let this guy into my house because I was being nice. How do I get him out of here now? And that's all they're thinking about, rather than what they should be thinking about is, what's the next steps? Why should I be doing this? So don't ever push yourself into the houses. Just make sure that you're giving such crazy value and helping them understand the process so well that they want you in their home. They want to do the next step with you. They want to work with you. And that's what all this boils down to. You've got to create an environment where they want to do all these things with you because you are the best. And they will pay you to do it because they know you are. So if you aren't that skilled in your game, time to level up, man. Time to read the books, time to get the coach, time to do all those things to get you where you need to be. Casper, will this drop the number of real estate agents in total? Some will drop off from being realtors. I'm sorry if this was asked before. No, Casper, dude, yes, it's going to drop a ton of real estate agents. I was reaching out to showing assistants yesterday to show 2 houses for me. And here's what I got. I'm out of the business. I'm not doing real estate anymore. I'm doing it part-time. We moved. Guys, we're already seeing that from this last year where we had a dip. We're already seeing it from the dip. But in reality, yes, it's going to drop way more agents. And I'm excited about it because that means more money in my pocket, because I do know how to negotiate. I do know how to show my value. I do know how to outsell all other agents. And I do provide more value in customer service and skills and what I can do to negotiate for my client. I have zero concerns about this, you guys. Jacked out of my mind of what's going to happen in real estate over the next 5 years, because in reality, this is going to be a game changer for our industry. And I'm super sick about it. It's not going to be one of those deals where just go get your real estate license. It takes 2 weeks to take a test and you're going to make a killing. You're actually going to have to work now, and it's going to become a professional gig. Couldn't be more excited. Kyle, little off topic. Does a real estate agent launchpad bundle on your website come with the content door-to-door scripts? I love it, dude. Yes, so you're going to get my question-based selling. You're going to get the door-to-door. You're actually getting the door-to-door boot camp, which is going to be better than the scripts. And then you're getting the first 90 days in real estate. And that is an insane course. So that would probably be one of the best places I would tell you to start, Kyle. But yes, jump on, check that out. Let me know if you have questions as you go through it. But guys, we run a team through EXP where I can train you. If you don't have money to dive into coaching every month, at $12.50. We run a team where I can train you and coach you. We're in over 25 states right now. So guys, reach out. I'd love to chat with you more about it. You guys all know my phone number, 801-243-4544. That's 801-243-4544. I expect my phone to light up. But yes, I would dive in, get as much training as you can and help. Jack, do you pay your TC per transaction or by the hour so you can focus on building your business? My TC is done per transaction. I also have assistants. So in order to build your massive business, guys, I'm selling over $30 million a year in real estate, and it takes me about an hour and a half a day to run it. That's how you need to build your business. So get the right assistants in place. Jack, I can help you with that. I'm getting a good assistant that does all of your database, that does all of your data input, that answers all of your emails, that takes care of all of that stuff for you. TC is just going to do my stuff. They're contract to close. I want them. Phone's ringing right now as you speak. Just 1 second. Hello, Duane. Hey, can I give you a call back in like 15 minutes? Okay, thank you. So guys, yeah, you want to get your contract to close person to where they're just starting from point A to point B. And point A is I want them writing my offers. I want them doing my buyer broker agreements, especially now. I want them doing my listing documents. I want them doing every addendum. I want them scheduling my inspections. I want them scheduling the appraisals. I want them following up on the appraisals. I want them making sure all the loan paperwork sent out. I want them scheduling the closings. I want them doing every bit of this. And then I want them asking for reviews at the end of the transaction. If you don't have a TC that's doing all that for you, guys are missing out big time. Okay, get one. Fantasy. Duane, I watched your door knocking videos. Do you knock doors that are no soliciting neighborhoods? I couldn't find a neighborhood that didn't say that, and I didn't know what to do. So you got a couple choices. You're going to get the cops called on you if you knock on no soliciting neighborhoods. It's just going to happen. I have knocked them, yes. But if you can find areas that are non-HOA neighborhoods, where are you at, Fantasy? What area? But get into the starter homes that are not inside of the HOA. California is bad that way. There's a lot of places up in New York. Your heavy metropolitan areas have a lot of no soliciting areas. I would say to get into your starter homes, get into that middle first house type of project and knock those because you have no soliciting doors and there's still a lot of turnover. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. What else, guys? This has been great. I love that you guys are connecting and putting questions on here, asking questions. But guys, if I could tell you anything, if you guys were my kid right now, Central Florida, I've got tons of people in Orlando that are knocking and crushing it. I do. In fact, we have a guy in Florida that is in Orlando that's selling 25 million a year right now and just starting to build a massive team with us. In fact, Fantasy, I am going to be coming to Orlando and doing a live seminar in April or May. So hit me up and see how many people you can get there. It's going to be a sick seminar. I'm going to go over question-based selling. I'm going to teach the class for 4 to 5 hours, and I'm going to dive deep into this. So anybody else that's interested in that seminar live, hit me up, make a trip to Florida, come and hang out on the beach and learn some good real estate stuff. But I'm excited to present that. I'm going to be coming to Georgia as well. So I'm starting to hit some of the top markets where I'm going to come and present live in detailed information. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Suggestions for LA. I've got 3 or 4 people in LA, Brian, that are doing the same thing. We can help you find areas that are no soliciting. In fact, Jeremy is a stud. Jeremy, you still on here? Jeremy's helped one of our agents in LA, Alvin. He helped him find some area to knock, and he went out and crushed it. And he just Google mapped with him, got on a Zoom call, and picked some area, and they did fabulous. So it's important where you're at. DC, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix is money. I've got agents that are working there as well. And I've knocked California myself, Brian. It's a little bit tougher. Your clients are no BS clients. They do not want you to spend a lot of time on doors, but you've got to be quick to the point and you can still sell lights out in California. I've done it. Jack, how do you trust the transaction coordinator with all of that responsibility? Jack, how do you not? How do you not? Because in reality, if you are spending the time to do it yourself, how much money are you losing? How much time are you losing? What are you worth per hour? I pay my transactions $495 and that's it. And they do a lot of work for me. I am worth about $15,000 an hour. When I figure out my hourly rate of what I'm worth and how much I make, why in the world would I do a job for $495 that takes me way longer than an hour to do? So I've never had problems. Hire right and you won't have any problems. Hire right. That's the big thing. Find one that does a lot of transactions, one that's thorough. Fire quickly. If you don't find one that's stellar, fire them and get another one. And that is one of the key factors to having the right systems in place. My assistant that I use right now outthinks me, and I love that. I want them ahead of me. I want them doing things without me being asked. I want them seeing what needs done in my organization and taking care of it. And they do, and she does. So guys, it's a matter of hiring the right people. That's how you build a massive business. You cannot do it solo. I can go out and bring all the business in that I want. I've had over 40 under contract at one time. Without the right systems in place, there's no way that I could keep up. You got to build systems to where you can build growth. And right now I can do 30 million a year, still be on YouTube, still film all this stuff for you guys to learn and teach you. I can coach. I can spend a ton of time with my family. I traveled over 3 months last year. Why? Because I built the right systems in place. So Jack, get an abundance mindset, get rid of the scarcity mindset, go after growth. Go after growth, and you'll have a fabulous experience. Okay. Brian, look forward to your call. So give me a buzz. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a wonderful opportunity to really engage and fine tune everything you're doing in real estate, in your lives in general. This is going to be a sick change that will be massive for you guys to grow. So any other questions you guys can think of? All right, guys, if I don't see anything else pop up here in the next little bit, just know this NAR settlement is not the end of the world. In fact, I think it's a blessing in disguise that now I can get the 3% every time, because I'm not going to ask for a 2% commission from the buy side. I'm not going to ask for a 2.5. I'm going to get a 3 every time, which is insane because most buyer agent commissions have dropped in most areas across the United States. The average buyer agent commission is like 2.5%. I had a Zillow agent call me the other day trying to sell me leads. And I always laugh when they call because I can get leads for free just knocking doors. But he was telling me, let me just calculate your return. And I just listened to humor him. And he said, on a 2.25% buyer agent commission, you closing this many deals. And I was like, 2.25%. No wonder you're working with people that are buying leads. They don't know how to negotiate. If your average commission on a buyer agent is 2.25%, holy cow. And that's where we are going to come in and just own it nonstop. Jack, do you get the homeowners to sign contracts right at the doorstep? Jack, I am not concerned about them signing a contract on the doorstep for a listing. I'm going to get them excited about the buy. Now, when I'm at their house, I never take paperwork. Why? Because I have an assistant that does that. All I have to do is shoot a text to her. She'll have the listing documents and everything sent to her and to that client in a matter of minutes. They digitally sign and done. So I want them to know I have a massive staff behind me and a massive team behind me, and that I've got multiple showing assistants and that I'm a big deal. And they're dealing with me because I do a lot of this stuff and I'm a high-end agent. That is what you want to portray to every one of your clients. You cannot be the one-man show, the one-woman show. Guys, get out there and get that training and then learn how to dominate your market. Once you do that, it's game over. It is game over, folks. So be careful with how you categorize this, how you think about this, and what you do because of this. Because if you just fluff this by and your commission goes down by half, guys, it's going to affect you in a big scale, especially when the average real estate agent sells 3 homes a year. I bet those 3 homes are buyers. How many of those guys are out of the business? So dive in, get more training, and figure out how to dominate your market, dominate getting in front of the client, dominate getting, all of the right things in place so that you are the only option in their mind. And remember, a lot of people have no clue about what the NAR is doing. A lot of people have no clue that the rates have changed. And Jack, appreciate the comment. He said, I'm impressive, which that's how I want to come across to you. And that's how I come across to every one of my clients, because guys, I know what I'm doing and I know I can get you guys where you need to be. I had 2 coaching clients last week. One put 4 under contract last week, another put 3 under contract. And guys, I expect someone to go under contract every week from every one of my agents. So if you're not doing an under contract every week, you need to get better training, okay? And because in reality, think about that. If you're doing one every week, you're selling 48 homes a year. And that's not counting all the leap weeks and all that other stuff in there, 52. But really, if you're not getting that kind of training, and I'm going to ask you this question: who's your trainer? How much volume do they sell? If they're not selling where you want to be, why are you working with them? In my program, I will not allow anyone to train unless they are selling over $15 million in real estate. If not, they don't qualify. You should not open your mouth and teach other people unless you're making $450,000 a year. Because I can bet anybody on here would love to make $450,000 a year. And I think that's the bottom line. That's the starting point of where I want you. Because I say this all the time, a blind squirrel could catch this nut. All you have to do is find one person to buy and sell with every year, and you're gonna make every month, and you're gonna make $250,000 a year. If you're not doing that, shame on you for not paying to get the training, to get an education that's gonna pay you for the rest of your life. A bunch of questions came in. Rogelio, you retracted your comment, brother. I wanted to see what that was. Throw my number on here right now, Brian. I'll put my email as well. Rogelio, give me your comment again, brother. I want to answer it. Anyway, guys, any other questions before we wrap up here? I know we've gone about 30 minutes on a topic that I just wanted to touch on with the NAR massive announcement. Any other questions or thoughts or things that you feel like would be a huge benefit to talk about? Headed to the Jazz game tonight, so we're going to head out here in just a few minutes and go watch the Jazz take on the Hawks, and hopefully they can pull down a W. And it's been rough watching these Jazz. But guys, please don't be worried. Well, yes, you maybe need to be worried, but just focus on what I'm going to do to change to make me the best. I think that's the biggest thing I want you to look at. What can I do to outperform Jack and Kyle and Fantasy and DC on here and Rogelio and all these different people? What am I going to do to be the best? And if you don't make those changes to be the best in your market, you're going to sink. This will require some change. This will require some training on your part. This will require people to step up to the plate. That's why I love the guy that jumped on here and said, hey, this is way off topic, but what can I do to get your bundle? What's in the bundle? He's already thinking training, which is exactly what you guys should be doing. If you're not thinking training right now and getting yourself to be the top salesperson in your area, in your state, in the US, change that mindset. Go get the training and dominate. That's all you have to do. Get the training and dominate. And none of this will matter. Okay, Jack just said, if the dog's barking and the kids are screaming, do you rush through the presentation or tell them that you'll come back when they're not so busy? Tell them you'll come back. Yep, because you don't want to rush through it. Just say, hey, I do a lot of stuff with real estate agents. Understand, and I admire you for being a stellar mom that takes care of the dogs and the kids and all this other stuff. How crazy and wonderful is that? Can I come back once you get the kids settled down for dinner or bed? Yeah, to where I can tell you, because I've got some important stuff I want to talk to you about the real estate market. And leave it at that, because you're not going to get anywhere with kids and dog trying to eat you. Rogelio, you commented back again. Great. I'm going to get my license by 7/24. I live in North Carolina. Are you associated with EXP? Yes, sir. I am with EXP. And the reason I'm with EXP, you guys, is because they offer me the ability to coach and train and run teams across the world. And so we are building, we're already up over 55 people on the team. We've got 35 people in coaching right now, and it's growing like crazy. Our agents are performing at massive amounts of numbers. So he said, so if so, are you in need of a new agent in the region? Absolutely, brother. Rogelio, you call me. You've got my phone number on there. There is no better place to be than with us. I've trained the Rookie of the Year every year that I have not been the Rookie of the Year. So I will make sure that you guys crush it as long as you do what I tell you to do. Guys, it's simple. My processes are simple. A lot of you guys on YouTube have already watched a bunch of my videos, binge watched. I get people that call me all the time. It's like, Duane, I've been binge watching all your videos. And they've already gone out and gotten business just off what I teach off of YouTube. That right there makes me proud. That makes me happy. I want to see that. But no, if you're in my program, Rogelio, dude, game over. Game over. So reach out to me and we can get you set up with EXP, get you on the team. If you guys have other questions, check out my website. There are some awesome courses on there if you want to just take onesies and twosies courses. But anyway, reach out to me. Guys, I'd love to help you understand the business, what's happening, what you need to do, what you need to change, and how you need to get there, because I want to see you succeed. And I hope you guys know that we're genuine. Jeremy and I are truly genuine in what we say about this, and we care about your success. That means more to us than anything. In fact, our number one goal is to get a bunch of people to 15 million so they can start running teams. I'm flying out to Orlando to start building a team out there, and under one of my leaders who's already massively crushed it doing door-to-door with my systems. And so we're going to go build him a team as fast as we can get him up to 100 and then grow from there. So guys, look forward to chatting more with you. Any other questions out there? Please give me a buzz after this call if it's something you guys want to chat about. But jacked, excited for this. It's going to be money. and appreciate you guys watching, being part of my channel, and just learning how to door. It's going to be the wave of the future, my man. And ladies as well. Ladies actually do way better than guys do knocking doors. So get out there and kill it. Thanks for watching today, you guys. We'll tune off. Have a good day.